Yeah, good afternoon, all of you, and welcome to this training session on GEM initiatives. I'll just check if all the participants from all the state are there. Today we have session for East and Northeastern states. I'll just spell out the names and then one can confirm. Do we have representation from Odisha? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. We have from Odisha. West Bengal. Do we have any participation from Odisha? From West Bengal? Do we have
Yes, I'm
people
from
from West
Nagaland.
Bengal here?
I am from Malda district of West Bengal.
Arunachal, we have team from Arunachal Pradesh.
Sir, I am from West Bengal, Paschim Midnapur district.
Present, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I am from Malda district of West Bengal.
Okay. Need not to tell all the districts name. Just tell the state name. If from Arunachal, do we have anybody?
Yes, sir.
I am from
Assam.
Jalpaiguri district, West Bengal.
Okay. Assam team is there.
Yes, sir. I am from Assam.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Meghalaya. Meghalaya is there.
Yeah, hi.
No
We are here with the team.
Okay. Mizoram. Do we have team from Mizoram? Nagaland.
Sir, from Mizoram, we are present.
Okay. Nagaland.
We're here, sir, from Nagaland.
Manipur.
Yes, sir. We are here.
Sikkim. Sikkim team is there. Tripura.
The Tripura team is here.
Okay. Sikkim, nobody has responded. Sikkim team is there. Odisha.
Yes, sir. Sikkim team is here, sir.
Okay. Okay. Odisha also we have. And what about GEM team? We have representation from GEM here. Who is
Yeah,
representing GEM?
good afternoon, sir. Neeraj this side from GEM.
Okay,
Me,
Neeraj.
along with my colleague Vishwajit, is already there.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Myself Vishnu is from West Bengal. I am from Zen.
Okay. Fine. Fine. So we'll start with the overview of where we are as on date, and then we'll go to if my colleague Shantanu joins, we'll go to MIS presentation about the NRLM module, and then subsequent to that, we'll have presentation from the GEM team.
Sure, sir.
Just put my Just give me a second. So I once again welcome you all to this session on service collection at GEM. This is a zonal state training session. And today we have representation from eastern and northeastern states. As you all know, GEM is a user-friendly portal hosted by DGSND, where common user goods and services can be procured by government officials. It brings in advantages for both the buyers as well as for the sellers, which in our case are SHGs and SHG members. Buyers get rich listing of goods and services on the portal with the features like search, compare, select, and buy directly. They can buy as and when required. They need not to go into long processes of procurement. And it's a transparent and easy process for them, and has a continuous vendor rating system. So anybody who is not is not providing good services goes down the list and get less chances of hits and procurement by government officials. It provides user-friendly dashboard to the buyers with easy return policy. On the other hand, the advantages which SHGs and SHG members have is they get direct access to all the government departments and marketing with minimal effort. It has features like bid and reverse auction process. One can always change the pricing based on market prevailing rates. So it has a dynamic pricing system. Seller friendly dashboard, which in our case is under development, and maybe in a couple of months it will be available to us. As far as registration process on GEM is concerned, we follow these steps. First, we identify SHG or SHG entrepreneurs who produce goods that meet the required quality standards to be placed on GEM. There are 5 categories in which the products can be placed, which covers your handicraft, handloom, textile, grocery and pantry, office accessories, and personal care and hygiene products. These are specific categories meant for SHG products. The key condition to be on GEM is that the SHG or SHG member should be listed in the NRLM database first. So any SHG who is not linked to our database doesn't find a place at GEM through this channel. In these steps, we first ensure identifying the responsible nodal persons for GEM at the state, district, and block level, which almost all the states have crossed this stage. Then the registration of SRLM personnel and SHG entrepreneurs at the module that is created in the NRLM database with all their phone numbers and email IDs updated. This is then authenticated by the designated GEM personnel at state, district, and block level. The information about SHG and SHG entrepreneurs is collected in a prescribed format, which we have already shared with you all. There are 2 formats that we have given. One is for the SHG members and one is for SHG itself. These are the formats wherein we collect the details of individual enterprises with name of person who runs the enterprise, the SHG to which he or she belongs, the Gram Panchayat, mobile number, email ID, which in this case is mandatory, address, post office, pin code, and the category of the product to which it belongs. This is collected in hard copy, which is signed by the person who is collecting the information as well as the entrepreneur. For SHGs who wants to be on the portal, we collect the name of the SHG, the group leader's name, the members who are involved in enterprise, Gram Panchayat mobile number of group leader, email which is mandatory to get messages and OTPs, the address, post office, pin code, and again the category of the product out of those 5 categories. This page is also to be signed by the person who collects the information and by the SHG leader. This information is then fed at the block level into the NRLM portal, and from there it gets exchanged with GEM after authentication through a API. As soon as this information is captured by GEM, the invites are sent to SHG members and BMM to start doing the product cataloging on GEM portal. These are some facilitation roles which have been identified for GEM nodals or coordinators. First is the identification of suitable products which may find place at government procurement. Then GEM nodal at state shall ensure through block coordinators the genuinely manufacturing SHG products and the quality. So anything which is not produced by SHGs should not be sold through this channel at GEM. At block level, the coordinators have responsibility of proper pricing, proper product legal compliances. For example, in case of food products, it's mandatory to have FSSAI and proper packaging and to be marked precisely with information that the packet contains, and posting of proper details on the portal. Then another role which is important is to have proper tie-ups for logistic and transport support. So whenever any order ends, so proper pickup and delivery in time to be ensured, and self-certification for originality of the product that it comes from the SHG is to be given. We have completed the pilot phase of having these products on GEM. It was launched on May 4th, 2020 with 11 states and almost 472 products registered, coming from 888 sellers which were registered on. As on date, there are 30 states which are registered on the GEM NRLM portal with almost 1,000 SHGs and 1,500 SHG members. There are 1,546 blocks validated by these 30 states with coming from 312 districts. As on date, there are around 700 products live at GEM, and these are coming from 276 SHGs covering only 15 states. Remaining 15 have yet to catch up and put their products as well. So far, 4 or 5 of the states have executed 10 orders. So numbers are not much as of date, but we have to catch up and also initiate a campaign at the state and the district level to popularize or to publicize these products. These are available at GEM and the government department to purchase it. There are some learnings from the pilot that I would like to bring to your attention. That only the relevant products should be uploaded on the portal. In the pilot phase, we noticed that anything and everything that we produce, we posted on the portal, which may not find place in any of the government procurement. The photographs that we post should be of good quality, with clean back, clear specifications about the material, the dimension, the weight should be posted while doing the product catalog. The price that we offer on the portal should not be more than the MRP that is printed on the product. At times, by mistake or something, if we put more price, then it brings bad name to us. The minimum quantity that we offer to be sold should commensurate with the lot supply feasibility. If it's not feasible to sell in small quantities outside the state, mention minimum quantity. There should be a batch size which brings the feasibility to supply to distant places as well. And the costing that we do must include your all the cost that we bought. Because there is nothing over and above that you mark there you cannot claim later on. So the transport charges, the packaging charges, or the taxes, all those things should be part of the price that we mention. The quality and details check at the state level should be done for all the products and their specifications before these things are uploaded on the portal. Because making those changes at the portal later on is a cumbersome process. Then we also should maintain a record at the district and the state level for the products that are being uploaded. And as I mentioned earlier, product cataloging and promotional campaign should be run by all the SRLMs at the state and district level so that the products are publicized and people are aware that these things are available. Whenever they do the procurement, they are aware and they can give it an option. There are some more learnings like the products that we post there to sell to government department must meet the legal compliances. Like in case of food products, the FSI standard should be met and license should be taken, and that number should be mentioned on the label that we put on the product, along with the name of the manufacturer or the seller, the date of packaging and expiry. For veg products, a green dot should be placed, and for non-veg products, the red dot should be placed, mentioning the net quantity, net weight of that packet, and MRP, etc. Wherever possible, we must also arrange for the test report to prove the specification or the nutritional facts. Because at times the buyer may ask for whatever we claim. So if we can supplement that with the report, it's always good. So this was all in the overview.
Switch over.
Shantanu, if you are there, we'll take up your presentation. Shantanu, are you there?
Yes,
I think
Rajiv,
Shantanu has. Yeah, Shantanu, are you there?
yes, I'm here.
Yeah, then you can put your presentation now. I'll just withdraw from.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rajiv, I think it's visible the presentation for me, whatever I presented.
Yes,
Rajiv,
yes,
is it visible?
it is visible.
Okay, good afternoon all. This is the training regarding this onboarding of SHG member and their products on the GEM platform. Like Rajiv has explained you about the what is the purpose of this this to use the platform of the GEM for our SHG and members as an entrepreneur, how they will upload their products and how they can sell the products to the government entity through the GEM platform. So this training actually there are two parts for uploading this product of our SHG and the individuals. One is that identification of that entrepreneur means as a SHG as an entrepreneur or as an individual as an entrepreneur in our system. In the NRLM MIS, all these SHG and the members are there already. So we have made a provision to identify the SHG and the members entrepreneurs, and then after identification the same SHG and the individual entrepreneur details will be shared with the GM team for allowing the SHG upload their products into the GEM platform. This before identification of the SHG and the member, I think as per the advisory we have given from the NRLM that each state has to identify one GEM coordinator at each level in the sense that at the state level, district level, as well as at the block level. There are certain activity to be performed by the GEM coordinators at different levels. In addition to this, there is as we are using this the MIS system that NRLM MIS we are using. For NRLM MIS, there is a dedicated person in the state level who is acting as a system administrator, you can say, or the MIS nodal officer for the state to manage this entire NRLM MIS activity. So there is certain activity has to be performed at the nodal officer level. That state GEM coordinator and this nodal officer together they can perform this activity. And certain activity to be performed at the district level as well as at the block level. So it is a responsibility of the state GEM coordinator to take the to identify the GEM coordinators for districts as well as blocks, and get it approved from the state mission director. Once it is approved, then this NRLM, that MIS nodal officer will identify these GEM coordinators for districts, blocks as well as state in the system. So these are the activity they can perform, different GEM coordinators. What I can explain, the state nodal officer, as I told, that that identification of GEM coordinators for state, district and block, the state nodal officer will do after getting approval from the mission director. All the GEM coordinators for different levels, maybe you are phasing out, maybe certain blocks, certain districts you are take up in the first phase, and those first phase blocks and districts can also be identified at this initial stage, and later all these blocks and districts, whenever it will be covered, those blocks, for those blocks you can identify the GEM coordinators in the later stage. Then after identification of the GEM coordinators, another activity has to be done, that is verification of the GEM coordinators. Verification of the GEM coordinator means here the verification of the mobile number and the email ID of the GEM coordinators. This, unless you have verified the mobile number and the GEM mobile number and the email ID through the GEM coordinator details will not share with the GEM team. So because why we are sharing this GEM coordinator details with the GEM team, because on behalf of the SHG, because our SHG is not that much literate or that much IT savvy to upload their products in the system by themselves. On behalf of them, block GEM coordinator will upload these products, and also he will guide, he will support the execution of the orders and other things. So that is why it is important to have the mobile number and the email ID of the GEM coordinators. That is why we have made this provision that after identification of the GEM coordinators, they have to verify the mobile number and the email ID through the OTP process. Then there is also a provision at the nodal officer level for modification of the GEM coordinator. In terms of the modification, it will be allowed, the system will allow to modify the mobile number and the email ID. No other details will be allowed to modify, only mobile number and the email ID of the GEM coordinators. In certain case, if the GEM coordinator change their mobile number or change their email ID, they can be updated by the nodal officer at the state level. Similarly, if any GEM coordinator get transferred from one location to another location, means one block to another block or one district to another district, or that GEM coordinator get resigned from the SRLM, in that case we have to replace that GEM coordinator. In that case, the earlier GEM coordinator who is identified, that has to be removed. There is option to be deleted by the nodal officer, that one GEM coordinator for a particular district or a particular block can be removed, and in his place or her place he can identify any new GEM coordinators. And also there is a provision to view the GEM coordinator details under his login, for which block or which district GEM coordinator, what is his mobile number, what is his email ID, that can also be seen by the using these view options. Here the important point to recall is identification is important important as verification of the coordinators, and also these GEM coordinators will be identified from the HR details only. There is no such option to enter the data for the GEM coordinators. Only he has to select from the HR list. HR list means the all the staff at different level, that is already provision there, and that is being entered in NRLM MIS. And from those staff details, that nodal officer will only identify which one will function as a GEM coordinator. So if any GEM coordinator details, name or designation are not available in the HR details, nodal officer will not able to select the GEM coordinator or identify the GEM coordinator. That is why it is important that all the staff details at district level, block level, state level should be there in NRLM MIS to identify as the GEM coordinator one of them. This is the activity to be done at the state nodal officer level. Then the another user is at the state level is state GEM coordinator. This state GEM coordinator will be one for each districts, and he can perform these two activities what indicated in the slides. One is the state GEM coordinator can log into the system. That's for the state GEM coordinator. State nodal officer, state MIS nodal officer can share one credential to the state GEM coordinators, and they can log into the system. By logging into the system, they can also, like state GEM coordinator can also see the GEM coordinator details, like for state, district, and block, who are the GEM coordinators and what is the number and email ID of the coordinators. They can see it here. Similarly, the state GEM coordinator can also see the registration of SHG or the individual entrepreneur into the system. Means the registration means here we are saying that identification of SHG or the individual as an entrepreneur. So here in this NRLM MIS, the block GEM coordinator will identify the SHG and individual, but the state GEM coordinator can also view, means he can also see which SHG or which SHG member as an individual they have registered in the in NRLM MIS for uploading their products into the GEM portal. That can also be seen by the state GEM coordinator using his login. Now that district level GEM coordinator, he has also that permission. He can get he will get the credential from the state MIS nodal officer, and he can the state GEM is the district GEM coordinator can log in into the system by for looking at the list of GEM coordinators for that district, as well as under that district all the blocks who are the GEM coordinator they can he can see. Similarly, he can also view the registration details of SHG or the individual entrepreneurs, like each block how many SHG or how many individual member registered as an entrepreneur, that can also be seen by the district GEM coordinator. Similarly, at the block GEM coordinator, these are the activities to be performed. First one is this verification of GEM coordinator. Like if the MIS nodal officer has identified the GEM coordinator for the block, then the block GEM coordinator can verify as I told earlier also, the verification means here we are referring to verification of mobile number and email ID through the OTP process. Means and it will one OTP will go to the mobile number. That OTP has to be entered to verify whether mobile number is correct or not. And similarly for the email ID also, it will go a OTP, and using that OTP it has to be verified. So this verification activity can also be done by the respective GEM coordinator at the block level. Identification will be done by the state nodal officer, but verification can also be done by the block GEM coordinators. This verification can also be done by the state nodal officer, but for verification of all the block level GEM coordinator, it is difficult to manage at the state level. So that is why these options we have given to the respective block GEM coordinator also. They can verify their email ID and mobile number through the OTP. Then the registration or the identification of SHG member, those for whose product can upload onto the GEM platform. So this identification of SHG, as Rajiv was explaining, that there is a standard format that you have to collect the details of the SHG from the field which are the SHG having such products to upload into the GEM platform, so that it can be like their sale and other things can be enhanced. So these things like in consultation with the district gem coordinator or the state gem coordinator, the block gem coordinator can identify the SHG which are the sellable, which have the sellable products on the gem platform. So after identification, like after collection of the details, they can identify the SHG and the member as an entrepreneur in the system. At the time of identification, these two important things, that is account details as well as the mobile number and email ID. Account number is mandatory, and email ID and the mobile number is also mandatory for registering as SHG as an entrepreneur or individual member as an entrepreneur. Without the account details or without the mobile number and email ID, system will not allow to register the SHG and the member as an entrepreneur. Then there is a provision for this. After entering the mobile number and email ID, it has to be verified. The same process it is also followed, that whether the mobile number what you have entered is correct or not. There will be a OTP sent to that mobile number, and the OTP has to be entered for verification of the mobile number. Similarly, for the email ID verification, OTP will go to the email ID, and the OTP has to be entered for verification. So these things has to be done carefully at the time of registration by the block GEM coordinators. I think at the state level, on behalf of the blocks, certain states they are doing, but the block GEM coordinator should train enough to do this activity, because it's say suppose today there is only 4 or 5 SHG, and the later stage maybe more and more SHG can also be come up. So the block GEM coordinator should train on this activity. The state GEM coordinator should take that responsibility for training, for providing training the block GEM coordinator to do such activity. Then there is a provision at the block GEM coordinator level for edit of SHG and member details. This modification, what are the things is allowed for modification? That is account details, address of the entrepreneur, mobile number, and email ID. These are the like fields it is allowed to modify for the SHG and member and agent. All other things will not allowed. Like as some states, what they have done, like if they are supposed to register as one SHG member, means as an individual entrepreneur, that SHG member has to be registered. What they did, instead of identifying the type of entrepreneur as an individual, they have identified as a group. If you want to register the individual SHG member as an entrepreneur, then you have to, the type should be individual category only. If certain enterprise is running by the group itself, then in that case it will be group enterprise. That means the type of enterprise will be group. So this has to be carefully identified, because once you identify these fields are not editable, not allowed to modify. So block GEM coordinator should train enough to do this at the time of identification of SHG and members. So these are the activities to be done by the different level of GEM coordinators. Then just I want to show. I think there is some noise. Please mute your mic if you are not talking. So this is the like the state nodal officer level. There is this and under his login, these are the activity they can see: identification of GEM coordinator, then removal of the GEM coordinator, verification of GEM coordinator. GEM coordinator details can also be seen. So I can show it here. This identification for this block, for this district, if you want to see, you can see it here. Like who is the GEM coordinator? Like this is the Karnataka state, I think. Yeah, one district I have selected, and for the district, he is the GEM coordinator. Here you can see that date of birth is not available. Like in the HR details, if the date of birth is not available, then this will be not acceptable by the GEM team. So in the HR details, you have to update it, and you have to remove this. You have to remove this like GEM coordinator for this district, and you have to identify once again with the correct with the date of birth of the that particular like staff who is identified as a GEM coordinator. The next is like for the verification of the GEM coordinator. I think this is verified already. The email ID is verified and the phone number is also verified. You can check it here like this through these options. Then there is a provision for addition and necessary for modification of the GEM coordinator. Here you can see, as I told, the modification is allowed for mobile number and the email ID. For edit of mobile number and email ID, both are allowed by the edit button. That against each GEM coordinator, that edit provision is there. You can edit using the edit option. Then similarly for the removal of the GEM coordinator, suppose as I told, if the one GEM coordinator has resigned or transferred from one location to another location, in that place, in that case, you can remove the GEM coordinator and you can identify the new GEM coordinator for that particular district or block. Then here there is option to see the details of the GEM coordinators for each district. Who is the GEM coordinator? What is his name? What is his designation? What is the email ID and what is the contact number? That can also be seen here using these options. And you can, for a particular district or particular block, you can the state nodal officer can also be seen. Then similarly for the state GEM coordinator, as I told, there are two options available under his login. The state GEM coordinator will get the login details from the nodal officer. Then he can log in into the system, and also he can also see who are the GEM coordinator. Like for the state GEM coordinator login, he can see for state see like who are the other GEM coordinator for the district and other blocks. Who are the GEM coordinator, that can also be seen by the state GEM coordinator. And there is an option for GEM registration details. Registration details here means like at the state, under the state GEM coordinator login, how many blocks has been registered, how many blocks has been verified. Verified here is referring for the verification of email ID and mobile number through the OTP process. Means how many such blocks has been verified and how many SHG as an entrepreneur being registered here. Here the registered means not registered in the GEM. Here means registered means what we are referring is identify the SHG. Identify the SHG or register the SHG in the NRLM-MS for which the product can be uploaded. For this enterprise, the products can be uploaded in the GEM product. Unless you have identified in the NRLM, this SHG cannot upload their products in the GEM platform. So this SHG registered and the individual members, individual SHG member as an individual entrepreneur, how many such entrepreneurs have been registered, that can also be seen. And he can drill down up to the entrepreneur level for who is the entrepreneur, who is the individual entrepreneur, and what is the contact details. So that can also be visible by drill down up to the enterprise level by the state GEM coordinator. Now the district GEM coordinator. District GEM coordinator also can be perform this verification of GEM coordinator. He can also verify who is the GEM coordinator for the particular districts, and he can also see the registration details, like at the block level, how many SHG as an entrepreneur has been registered and how many individuals. Individual means here that SHG members. How many SHG members are registered as an individual entrepreneur? That can also be seen by the district GEM coordinator. Then he can also drill down and he can see who is the entrepreneur or who is the members functioning as an entrepreneur. Then at the block GEM coordinator level, there are three options. First one is the verification of the GEM coordinator. Like after identification of the GEM coordinator by the state officer, the block GEM coordinator can log in into the system and verify. For the block GEM coordinator, also, that MIS nodal officer will provide the credential, means the user ID and password, so that he can log in into the system. This is a verification of mobile number and email ID is one of the activity by the block GEM coordinator. Then registration of SHG or member. This is the second activity, the important activity by for the GEM coordinator. He can like identify the SHG or the individual member here for that entrepreneur. The products can also be uploaded after in the GEM portal in the later stage. So this identification screen, the first entrepreneur type, as I told, individual or the group. That you have to decide who is the entrepreneur, whether it is SHG individual member is an entrepreneur you want to register, or SHG as a group you want to register them as a entrepreneur. So based on that, you have to select the entrepreneur type, and according to that, whether the SHG or the individual members you have to select. For the SHG member, that individual number will himself, herself will be the contact person. But in case of a SHG, it will ask for a contact person name. So out of these members, who is the contact person? That SHG member's name needs to be select, and his mobile number and email ID needs to be given. In case of SHG, the account details needs to be there. As per the SHG account details has been entered in the SHG profile, the same details will be appear. And this in case of an individual, that the individual account details will also be there. And all the star marks field are mandatory. You have to enter the details. And here the mobile number and email ID, once you enter, it will be verified through the OTP. That's a generate OTP, and it will go to the SMS. OTP will go as SMS to the mobile. Similarly, OTP will go to the email. After verification through the OTP process, the system will allow to save it here. Without verification, it will not allow to save. Means without entering the OTP, it will not. So this is now that there is a provision for modification of the identified SHG. Suppose as an individual entrepreneur or as a SHG, as an entrepreneur you have entered, then that can also be modified. Modification here means it will be allowed to modify the certain fields only, as I told, account details or the address or the mobile number and email ID. These are the things will be allowed to modify. No other things will be allowed to modify. And if you are changing the mobile number and email ID, then again you have to go for this OTP process verification, because the number what you are typing, it is correct, or the email ID what you are typing is correct. To ensure that this OTP verification for each time for modification, that will be, and that needs to this after this modification. So this block gem coordinator has to play this activity to be like completed, and as and when updated any mobile number and email ID, that needs to be done by the gem coordinators only. So after identification and verification of this mobile number and email ID, the details of the SHG and the individual members will also be shared with the GEM team. So then after sharing from NRL MMS to GEM team, the GEM team will give you the link to the GEM coordinator to go to that link, followed by the activity which will be trained by the GEM team right now after this after my session. So, and this is the activity now. These are certain activity, certain reports is available in the public domain without any credential, without any login ID, password. You can look at this, like in which state, how many blocks has been identified or verified, how many districts GEM coordinator has been identified, how many SHG or how many individual members entrepreneur has been registered, that you can see using the report. And how many products has been uploaded. And the product has been uploaded by how many SHG or individual, that can also be seen using these two reports. Like this is the one first report you can see, and like the number of district identified means here that GEM coordinator identification we are referring, and the number of district verified means the verification of email ID and mobile number verification, what we are saying. The number of blocks similarly identify the GEM coordinator, and number of blocks verified there GEM coordinator details. Then how many SHG are registered as an entrepreneur and how many individual members registered as an entrepreneur. This is the number. You can see this state-wise figure, and then you can drill down up to the block level. How many, in which blocks, how many registration has been done, that you can see in the second report. Like state-wise, you can see it here that registered entrepreneur in NRLM, like how many SHG or how many individual members has been registered or identified as an entrepreneur in NRLM. Then out of these entrepreneurs, how many are registered in the GEM platform? Registered in the GEM platform means that data has been shared and you have registered. Okay. means the by going to the link shared by the GEM team, it has been registered there itself. So that number you can also see it the state. Then there is some certain cases it is pending with the GEM. What it is visible now, that is like to reduce this, we have as per our discussion with the GEM team now, on a weekly basis or maybe every 10 days they will take the data from us, and it will the links will be shared with you to register the SHG and the individual in the GEM platform and to upload their products. So these two reports you can see in the that is available in the public domain in the NRLM MIS site. Without any user ID password, you can see this. So that's all. So you can take up any doubt for any state team. You can raise the question. I will clarify, or I will try to answer all your doubts. Yes. Any of the states?
Yes, please ask the question.
My body.
Your connection is not proper.
My connection?
Not yours. Somebody was asking the question, huh?
Please raise your question. If you have any doubt, you can raise your questions here. I will clarify all your doubts. I think which are the states?
All the northeastern states are there, including Odisha and West Bengal.
Yeah, Arunachal.
Arunachal has
from
not.
Arunachal?
Yeah, they have not so far identified or verified any district. So must be having some problem, na? You should ask.
Arunachal, then
Mizoram also no district is identified.
Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram.
If there are no queries, then we'll
Assam has
go ahead.
identified the 218 blocks. Assam has identified the GEM conductor for 218 blocks, but the registration of SHG as an entrepreneur or individual entrepreneur are very low. Only 31 SHG and 46 individual members identified or registered as an entrepreneur. Any issue with the Assam? Anyone from Assam, please? What is the issue? It's not audible, or what is this?
ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল থেকে যে সমস্ত ডিস্ট্রিক্টে আছো প্রশ্ন করো যাদের যাদের আছে।
নর্থ চব্বিশ পরগনা থেকে একটা প্রশ্ন করবো।
হ্যাঁ, একটু হিন্দিতে বলো তাহলেই হবে।
আচ্ছা, কাল স্যার, good afternoon. I am from North 24 Parganas, West Bengal. So there is a doubt. yesterday we are trying to upload a product, a mask in the GEM website. But what happened, the login ID जब जो login ID था वो उसका पासवर्ड भूल गए थे हम लोग, तो जहाँ पे ईमेल आईडी दिया हुआ था वो ईमेल भी नहीं काम कर रहा था। तो ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन है जहाँ पे हम लोग ईमेल चेंज कर सकते हैं? ईमेल आईडी
ये जो जेम कोऑर्डिनेटर का
जी
फॉर जेम कोऑर्डिनेटर किसका ईमेल आईडी आप चेंज करना चाहते हैं? जेम कोऑर्डिनेटर का,
जेम कोऑर्डिनेटर का,
ब्लॉक लेवल का या डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल का?
ब्लॉक लेवल का।
हाँ, आपका जो स्टेट नोडल ऑफिसर है ना एमआईएस का, उनसे कांटेक्ट कीजिए। आपके लिए
उनसे
आपका अगर ईमेल आईडी या मोबाइल नंबर अगर गलत हो गया है और आपको लॉगिन नहीं कर पा रहे हैं एनआरएलएम एमआईएस में, हाँ, तो उनका मोबाइल नंबर और ईमेल आईडी अगर किसी का इस तरह का
the issue is not so much one issue is not the issue of block login or district login. Actually, while registering the artisan's detail or SHG, whatever the email ID and mobile number they have provided for artisan for GEM login, now they are saying that mail cannot be accessed or mobile number has changed. So they are asking how the artisan login can be changed, the details credential can be changed. Block and district login we are managing.
that is,
but the issue is the artisan mobile number they have changed. Maybe they can change their mobile, they can change their email ID in future. How that the details can be changed, and their now particular issue is they have provided one email ID for artisan registration. Now they are saying the artisan cannot access their mail, so they cannot. They say they didn't find the ID and password because now they cannot access the mail. So they want to change the email ID of the artisan.
I got the Kuntal, I got the question. Just look at the screen now. There is this is the updation screen. This edit identified SHG on for GEM. Okay. So using this option, block GEM coordinator can update the mobile number and the email ID. If any email ID gets changed or it's not accessible to that particular entrepreneur, you can modify it here using this option that can be done by the block GEM coordinator itself.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Very much clear. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any further doubt? Anyone can have doubt? In West Bengal also, like out of the 225 blocks registered, only 41 and 126, very few SHG or individuals entrepreneur has registered. You can register and so that you can upload products more and more. Then any next state, any question, or we can move to the next session.
West Bengal, do you have any questions from the district level?
Have you organized any training program for the block GEM coordinators? आप लोगों में से जो कोई स्टेट GEM coordinator जो है, जो ब्लॉक GEM coordinator के लिए ट्रेनिंग ऑर्गेनाइज किए हैं कभी?
Yes. Once we did, and it's coming on 27th also. We will do it.
Okay, please. What are the options available? These things and how they will upload this product and all. It has to be trained properly so that they will, because the main contact person, main facilitator will be block GEM coordinator. At the district level and the state level, there is no much activity, but at the block GEM coordinator, all these activity in terms of the uploading, archiving, that has to be done by them.
Okay.
While you organize these trainings for your block teams, no? Yeah. Thank you, Shantanu. Thank you very much for this session. We'll now go to Yeah, I'll now request the GEM team to put up their presentation. And one more thing I would like to mention here to all the states, as Shantanu just mentioned, kindly organize trainings for your block teams and involve the GEM business facilitators of your state in those training sessions. Yeah, GEM team is putting up the presentation.
Yeah, hi sir. Neeraj this side. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Neeraj, please put up. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rajiv sir, Shantanu ji, for explaining these details in quite minutely and explaining each and every technical terms. So basically, registration part is with the NRLM itself. Before I continue, I will request all the participants to kindly mute your micro so that it is easy for all the participants to listen carefully. So I am just sharing my screen. Give me a moment. My screen is visible to all. Can you please confirm once?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. So basically, this registration is linked with this NLM itself. So we are there once this registration is done. So how to upload the catalog, and once the catalog is uploaded, then how to process the orders. So that I will be taking through. So briefly, I will take you through. Before that, just a brief synopsis of GEM. So this was launched on 9th of August 2016. So recently this year, in August, we have completed 4 years. This is for the all the government departments. Being a government portal, this is governed by Rule 149 of GFR. Whatever tools we were following for the public procurement, even prior to GEM, so all the tools are available. Only difference, those were earlier in offline mode. Now this is in online mode, like tendering, e-bidding, reverse auction, direct procurement, three quotation purchase, and all those things. This is our presence across India. So till date, we have tied up with almost all the states and MOU, bearing only Kerala and Sikkim. So these two states are also in discussion. Whatever, very soon we will have the MOU signed with these two states as well. And it's not like that these two states are not procuring. They are procuring through GEM, but MOU is not signed, and that is in the underway. Besides, we have tied up with almost all the big industry associations like CII, ICC, SIDBI, IMA, FICCI, SOCHM, PSD, and all. We have tied up with this all the most of the nationalized banks. Nationalized banks, we have the right for the opening of the GEM pool account. This is just for the purpose of to safeguard your payment and just to ensure that your payments are released well within the timeline we have attached to release the payments, so the payments get released. Besides, we have tied up with this all these almost all the government portals like MSME, NSDL, MCA21, PFMS, Aadhaar, UIDA server for the validation purpose. So whatever details you submit while registration and all to validate through OTP and all other purposes, we have tied up with this government portals. So this is our presence across India. These are some key stats as on date. So we have more than 48,169 buyer departments with us. I'm not talking about the users, rather different buyer departments. So for any particular, you can understand in a different way that for any particular vendor, if you upload your product, so 48,000 people are your customers. Someone's mic is muted. Please mute your microphone. So for a particular vendor, if you are uploading your product, so definitely for you, these are the 48,000 different customers readily available on day one. Now the number of sellers, this figure is growing like anything. Just last month it was somewhere around 5 to 6 lakhs. Now this 8,58,058 sellers and service providers. The way the sellers are getting registered and uploading their products, it's phenomenal. Number of products, almost 17.6 lakhs products are already live on the portal, covering all the different categories. We have fulfilled almost 86,000 numbers of different orders. So in last 4 years, total numbers of orders roughly around 51 lakhs. And the gross merchandise value, the total transaction which has happened through GeM, this is 72,050 crores. Product category. So all these 17.6 lakhs products are mapped to different respective product categories. So as far as the number of product categories are concerned, so this is 10,645. We have 174 parent service categories, and total offering, if you talk about, then exceeding 44,000. You name the services which a normal government department utilizes, all the services are live on the portal. MSME sellers and service providers, phenomenal growth in the number of MSME sellers from 1 lakh 2 months back to 3,43,692 in just 2 months. The contribution, now the very important part, the contribution from these MSCs are 57.48%. MSC is your micro and small enterprises. Like the very small in nature, very teeny, and recently they have started in business, like in that term you can say that turnover is not so big, and they are able to contribute to almost 58% of the total turnover. So roughly around 39,000 crores rupees. Sitting at their home place, and they're able to generate revenue worth 39,000 crores rupees just because of the benefits they have got and the flexibility, opportunities, and the transparency available in the portal. The approaches which we follow in GeM portal, like efficiency, transparency, and economy. Sorry. So efficiency in the sense that we believe in the real time. We have the real time data as well as the past historical data. So we club both of these and then can give a better feedback mechanism, this decision making policy, and all those things. Transparency, of course, was the main reason why GeM was brought into picture. So we maintain clear cut. It's like open book, crystal clear. Economy. So because this, as per the recent survey of the World Bank, GeM has given a roughly around 1.75% savings from the median prices. So just imagine 72,000 crore rupees and roughly around 7,200 crores rupees have been saved for the exchequer in last 4 years. And that it's not a small amount, 7,200 crores amount that can be spent anywhere in other infrastructure development activities. So that is the approach which follow, and the result is in front of all of you. The key advantages for the sellers. So any SAG or SAG, they are individual or the group, they are onboarding, they are publishing their products. First of all, they have the direct access to all the government departments, irrespective of the geographical constraint. Sitting at any part of the country, now you have access to all the government departments at any part of the country. No longer you are dependent on your local catchment or the territory. One-stop shop for bid, reverse auction, product services. You do not require to move here and there to go for other modes of procurement. Dynamic pricing. So we, being a product owner, that what all product you want to sell, that you need to decide. How many quantities you want to sell, that you will decide. At what price you want to sell, that you will decide. Which all location you want to cater to, that. So GeM doesn't have any say in that. Being a product owner, that everything is with you. We believe in real-time industry pricing. We do not, the rate contract clauses have been abolished. Vendor rating system. So strong vendor rating. The vendor rating has been given to all the vendors basis upon your past performance. How reliable are you? What is your product quality? How is your product quality? How much time you are taking to get your product delivered? Which are location you are catering to? So these are some basic parameters. If you take care of these parameters, then definitely your rating will be good. And having good rating are so many advantages, because buyers have got a filter wherein they can opt for to buy a goods and the services from a high rated seller. So if you are having high rating, then obviously even though buyer applied that filter, no issues, you will be there to compete with other high rated vendors. But suppose if you are not having the good rating, then obviously your product will be removed from the portal if buyer uses that particular filter. New product suggestion facility, new category addition. Suppose you have made certain categories products live on the portal and new product category are added on, then you will be getting notified. And if you think that you have the bandwidth and you have the capabilities to add on multiple products in different categories, then you can add products and you can grow your umbrella, can make your umbrella bigger. So that is the advantage. Seller friendly dashboard. Each and every user gets a dashboard, and that dashboard contains all your past transaction data. Whatever transaction you have done, that remains available over there. And you can analyze, you can use that dashboard as an analytical tool. Basically, how you have been performing in past and how you can improve your performance. So that's you can use over there. So these are some key and prominent advantages. There are n number of benefits available to the vendors, but prominent I have highlighted over here. Being a vendor on the GeM portal or the seller supplier on the portal, you must know how you will be getting the orders. So briefly, I will tell you, not going much into details. So there are three basic, broadly three types of procurement. The first one we term as a direct purchase, and the threshold is up to 25,000 rupees. I am sure the most of the products from the SSG will come under direct purchases only. So what happens that in direct purchases, departments are free to place order to any supplier, any product of their choice, whosoever meets and fulfill all the prerequisite criteria. So there are no restrictions from the GeM. Even buyer department can use the local filter, local sellers. Suppose any department who is based out at Guwahati, so they can procure the goods from the Guwahati seller. They have the filter wherein they can use the either the district or the pin code or the state. The second mode of procurement is L1 purchase, and the mode of procurement, the threshold is from 25,000 and up to 5 lakhs rupees. So here again, it's nothing else but the replica of the 3 quotation purchase, wherein department will have to pick 3 different products of 3 different OEMs. I mean 3 different brands. For the once they have picked up 3 different products of 3 different brands for the comparison, and after comparison, system will suggest a product which is called the L1 product, and that L1 is necessarily the cheapest product available as on date, which are having all the features and specifications available which the department wanted to procure. This is the L1, and the third mode of procurement is bid or the reverse auction, and the threshold is 5 lakhs and above, no upper limit. So anything exceeding 5 lakhs, department will have to create either of the bid or the reverse auction or bid to reverse auction. So they will have to create bid and reverse auction. Now what is happening in direct purchase, in L1 purchase, buyers are selecting the products and they are simply placing the order. So suppose if you got the order, then definitely you will be getting order directly in your dashboard, in your panel, and you need to go into accept the order and fulfill the order. However, in case of bids and the reverse auction, first you will have to participate, and after participation and all the evaluations, if you are coming as an L1, then the contract will be awarded. So slight difference, up to 5 lakhs rupees, directly will be getting the order. Whereas in case of bid or the reverse auction, first you need to participate, and after participation, if you are coming as L1, then order will be awarded to you, and then you can fulfill it. So these are the broad 3 mode of procurement. Now, functions-based flexibility for the seller. So the primary seller and the secondary seller. This is very much relevance in the case of SSGs, because the primary sellers are normally the SSGs themselves. However, the secondary sellers here are the block mission managers, because they are the people who will run the show. They will manage the portal, right from the product upload to your order fulfillment, order processing, dispatch, everything to be taken care of by the secondary manager, that is the block mission management. Now, platform architecture, how it has been devised. So already discussed by the Rajiv sir and the Santanu ji. Briefly, I will take you through. So the primary users will always be the SSGs and the SSG individuals. So they will register as a primary user in the NIC database. And this account will be managed by the secondary user, that is the block mission managers. Payment for the orders fulfilled will be made directly to individual SHG's bank accounts, because the bank account of SHG will be mentioned in your during registration process. Now, secondary users, these are the block mission manager who will be managing the account. So the block mission manager register a secondary user in the NIC database. How they can? So their user ID will be the SHG code underscore manager. They will just suffix, and then they can log in. And they will manage everything right from catalog management, product images, pricing, fulfill order and assist with inventory management and all. Invoice generation, shipping to the department, everything to be managed by the block mission manager. Roles and functions. So I will skip this because broadly this is the same which we discussed in the last slide. Now, very important slide. What are the benefits and the privilege for the SHGs? Because you have been considered as a privileged group where we want to showcase your product. We want to make your product published on the portal so that it is visible to all the buyer department across India, throughout the country. Now, very important. For all other sellers, stock updation is required. Stock updation in the sense that within 60 days, if you are not updating their stock, then their products gets deactivated. However, in case of SHG, no stock updation required. Even if you do not take care of products for even 60 days, exceeding 60 days, your product will still be live. SHGs are exempted from the vendor assessment, and then they are registered as a reseller. So no vendor assessment required for you. Country of origin for SHG product will be India only. One more thing, that all the sellers now need to pay the caution money. However, we are trying to get it waived off for the SHG also, but this is under process, not yet approved. Then SHGs can upload now wherever BIS certificate or GST is required. Then you need to upload simply packaging photos, and the backend team will consider it because they have got the notification from the competent authority to take care of this. For food products, it is mandatory to have the food license. If you are not having the food license like FSSAI certificate and all, then sorry, food products cannot be made published. So that is very much required. Broadly, we have made three major categories under the Saras collection. So Saras handicraft, Saras handloom textile, Saras personal hygiene and care, Saras grocery and pantry, and Saras office accessories. So all your products will be mapped under these 5 prime categories only as of now. In future, it might go up as well. But as of now, these are the 5 prime categories which have been created especially for the self-help groups. So these are the some important benefits and the privilege which you have got. No other sellers other than SHGs have got these kinds of benefits. So kindly capitalize this, utilize this, and make your product published on the portal so as your unique products are showcased to all the buyers across the country, irrespective of your local geographical constraint or the territory. Now I will take you through how to upload the products. So catalog management. Now block mission managers need to log into the portal. Once they have logged in, then on top right corner, they will find the catalog button. So under the drop down, they will find catalog. They will find the products and services. So they need to click over add new offering. They will place the mouse here. So add new offering will needs to be clicked. First, system will ask the category. So you need to choose the 5 major category which I have discussed in the last slides. That which is your prime category. Like in statistics data, I had discussed with you that we have made more than 10,645 categories as of all the products which are live published on the portals are mapped to respective product categories. So here also your product needs to be mapped to the respective product categories. Now, say for example, here we have taken an example of the pencil. Now, the moment wooden pencil was typed, so all the drop down started reflecting all the things wherever the wooden pencil is there. Simultaneously, you will find the pics on the right hand side. So you need to choose the exact category under which your product needs to be mapped. So this is the product category. Now here you can see this product category is wooden pencil. After then, Under the catalog information, you need to mention the model, product name, product description. All these fields with the asterisk marks are the mandatory one. You will have to fill up all these details, else you will not be able to move ahead. So this is mandatory, all the asterisk marks. Wherever the asterisk marks is not there, you can skip that as well. Is there any way this certificate agency? So fill up all these details. Then comes the MRP and the offer price. Now this is important. You need to have the MRP of the product which you want to sell and the offer price. To reach at an offer price level, minimum 10% discount is mandatory. Maximum you can offer as much as you wish, but minimum 10% you will have to offer as a discount on the MRP. You can give slab-wise discounting also. Slab-wise discounting in the sense, suppose you can give that. Suppose if any department wants to procure 1 unit, then X price, and if somebody wants to procure 10 units, then X plus this much percent discount. So they will keep on growing on that. The number will be going up, and your discounting will be also going up. So this you can offer as well. Then you will have to select the areas or the territory or the locations where you want to get your product delivered. Now that is typically upon your bandwidth. Wherever you think that you can get your products delivered, pick those areas only. But one thing, please ensure that whatever locations you have picked up here as your concern or your consent to get your products delivered, you will be receiving order from those locations only. And in case you have got the orders, then you are going to fulfill it. Because if you don't, then your rating will go down. Now here you can choose the locations on the zone wise, even state wise also. Now say for example, if you choose say East, then all your Bihar, Odisha, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Sikkim, all these states will be covered. Now if you think that no, I want to get it delivered only in Sikkim or say Odisha or say Bihar, then you can select the Bihar. So it's up to you. Besides, if you want, you can choose on the district wise also. Forget about state and zone. If you think that okay, I want to get the products delivered in these districts only, go ahead. You can get your locations chosen as the districts. Even if you think that okay, I don't have bandwidth, I want to get the product delivered on the basis of the pin codes, you can select the pin codes also. So these all flexibility have been given to you. You can select either state or zone, district, pin code, whatever you want. But again, I will reiterate, whatever locations you have chosen, you will be receiving orders from these locations, and once received, please fulfill it. Do not decline it. Then comes the current stock or the maximum quantity to be delivered in 15 days. So the physical inventory, how many quantities you have the readily available so that you can get it delivered within 15 days. So you need to mention the particular which inventory over here. Minimum quantity per consignee. Now here, suppose if you are working on a thin margin and you think that shipping below certain quantity will not give you a desired profit margin, then you can mention that, okay, below this quantity, I will not be shipping it. So you can mention. Now here, say for example, it is mentioned 10. It means that any department who want to procure lesser than 10, say even if 9, they will not be able to order. Rather, and if anybody 10 and higher than more than 10, they will be able to place order to you. Then the lead time for the direct purchase, how many days you require to get your products prepared, that you will have to mention it. And then click on the save and proceed button. Then description, material. So these will keep on changing from one product category to another product category. All these fields with the asterisk marks, please fill it up. Fill all the details. Then save and proceed. And then finally, you will have to upload 3 different images of the products. Basically, your products, it's an online site, so your products needs to be visible over there. There are certain few points which I want to highlight. So while uploading the product, please ensure that you have the 3 different pics taken from the 3 different angles, so that all the pics describe. Someone please mute your microphone. You need to upload 3 different pics from the 3 different angles, preferably in white background, watermark, no product name or the image or the price should be mentioned over there. Otherwise, this will get rejected by the product approval team. And the file size should not exceed 300 KB for one particular pic. So upload 3 pics of the product. Then you need to click on this checkbox to review terms and conditions. You will have to accept the terms and conditions. And finally, you need to click on the publish button. Once clicked on the publish button, this will go for the review by the product approval team. They will review all the details, whatever you have uploaded. They will review the pic as well, the product pricing and everything. And if everything sounds good, that product will be get published. Published in the sense that will be live on the portal, and pan-Indian buyers can review your products and can place order to you. But in case of any deviation, if they find that certain deviations are there, then your catalog will get notified. You will have to take precautionary measure, and whatever the things have been highlighted, the stock has been marked, order rejection. So like this, you will have to take precautionary measure and will have to re-upload again. So, and these all notification available in your panel. So like waiting for admin clearance, it means it is not yet processed. And here under the publish tab, you will find also all those published are means these are the published, so live on the portal. This is the process of the catalog management. So once you're registered, then you have uploaded your product, your products are live on the portal. Then you are ready to transact with all the government departments, all the departments wherever they can place order to you or you can participate in the bid. Now comes the order handling for the direct and L1 purchase. So as I discussed with you previously, that up to 5 lakhs rupees, that is up to L1 order, you will be receiving directly orders in your panel, and you will get 5 calendar days. It means 120 hours time to either accept or decline the order. As I requested you earlier, once you have received the order, please fulfill it. Do not decline it, else it will go negative against you. Your rating will go down. And if you are not taking any action within 120 hours, then after 120 hours, that particular order will get auto cancelled. So that will again go against you. See, whatever offering you had made, department has placed order to you according to your offering. So I don't see any reason why you will not be fulfilling the orders. So better accept the order and fulfill it. Now comes the bid participation. So in case of bid bid participation, if any department has published a bid, then you need to first participate. So in your panel, you will be under the bids area, you will find all the bids which are published, and you will find the participate button. So you need to click on the participate, then the technical bids. So you need to click over here. You will have to choose a product from your catalog which are published on the portal. So once the product which is best suiting or fulfilling the bids requirements, so accordingly choose the products. So these are the bid requirements and the offer. It will be shown to you. Save and continue. Then comes the offer pricing. So whatever the reference price has been set by the department, you will have to quote lesser than that, and you can offer. That will be your offer pricing. Finally, after then, if any documents required by the department, you will have to upload, and you will have to verify it with the OTP, and then you will be participating in your bid. Once participated, you can even withdraw from the bid also. So you have 2 attempts remaining to be participate after this withdrawal. You will have to mention that why you want to withdraw, and again if you want, you can re-participate again. Now this is it will be shown. So this is the bid participation process. Now let's say assume that be it direct order or the L1 purchase or the bid participation, you received you got the order and it is there in your panel. Then how to process it, how to generate the invoice. So in your order tab, now you can see here order placed, and you can find this accept and decline over here. So you can either accept and decline also, but as requested, please do not decline, kindly accept this. Even the time will be showing expiring within 101 hours. So it means 19 hours has already gone by. Now, once you click on the accept, then if verify by OTP, this status will, will change to order accepted. Now you can download the contract also and click on the generate button to generate the invoice. So in invoice generation, you will have to mention the seller invoice serial number. Then invoice date will get auto populated. Billing address you can choose from the drop down address, date of dispatch. Mode of dispatch you will have to choose from the drop down, how either courier or India Post or manual or online or transport, whatever mode of dispatch is there. So choose appropriately. Your bank account will be there as per your profile updation. Then if you want, you can preview your invoice also. So if you click on the preview button, the invoice, which is the details which you have entered, will be shown in this particular format. So on top, your seller's address will be there. Then the buyer details, consignee, wherever you want to save the products, invoice number, your product details, and everything. If everything is well acceptable, click here on the checkbox. I agree to the terms and conditions and click on the create tab. So your invoice will get generated. Once invoice generated, it means order is processed. Processed in the sense that you got the order and you have processed the order and you have dispatched it as well. So that is your part. Once you have dispatched it, so department will receive, they will generate the CRAC, consignee receipt acceptance certificate, and after 10 days of CRAC, they will release the payment for whatever goods they have accepted. Now dashboard I was discussing with you. So your dashboard looks like all the details remains available in your dashboard. How many orders you have received, what is the status, how many products and services you have uploaded, what is the status. In bid section, what is the details, in how many bids you participated in, how many you won, how many you lost, these pie graph, bar charts. So all these details remains available in your dashboard. You can use this as an analytical tool. Few of the important features. All the like anyway, this is for the SHG, so you have to deal with the only 5 prime categories which I have discussed with you. Even very important, this contract cancellation. Like as I told you that you once you get the order, you need to accept and fulfill it immediately so that the department gets its receive the products well within the time. Suppose if 15 days time is there, you have even got it, process it, dispatch it, but unfortunately your product couldn't be delivered to the buyer department well within the time. And if 15 days has expired from the delivery date, then the department has an option to cancel the order. So please ensure that your products gets delivered to the buyer premises well within the time. Gem pool account I have already discussed with you. Like this is for the to safeguard your payment, and for now, all the non-PFMS entities buyer are required to pay through the gem pool account. This is our support channel. Like this is important, frequently asked questions. So on the home page itself, I will show you where you can find this FAQs and all. We have the helpdesk team. So this is the email ID, helpdesk-gem@gov.in. So you can get in touch with them for any technical issues. We have the toll-free number also they have, and this is they are accessible from Monday to Saturday from 8 AM to 8 PM. Besides, we have the Gemmy chat box. So you can get in touch once you logged in. Then the top bottom left hand corner you will find the chat box, how we may assist you. You can interact with the Gemmy also for any issues or the resolution if you require. These are the social media pages. So you can, I will request all of you to kindly like these pages like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, because each and every release and the new updates we are sharing it through our social media pages. And if you have liked these pages, then definitely you will be receiving the updates the same day. So you and Jem, we all will be on the same page on the same day. I'm sure nowadays everybody is having the smartphone, everybody is aware of this particular thing. So requesting all to you kindly like these pages. This is again, I will show you, just give me a moment. So this is our homepage, gem.gov.in. Now, once you have opened the page, go to the bottom of the page. Now here you can find this FAQs. Click on the FAQs. So if you have clicked on the FAQs, you will find this is the frequently asked questions. Has been segregated separately for the buyers, sellers, incidents, and services. Now again, subheads, top queries, registration. Now, if you click in registration, you will find different questions related to registration. If you click on any of the questions, you will find the answers just below. Any question. So in question, answer. Questions, answer. So I will request all of you to kindly go through these FAQs, because if you have gone through, 70 to 80% of your doubts will get clarified. That is for I'm sure. Then again, we have the LMS, the learning management system. So if you click here on the LMS portal, it will open in a new tab. Now here, this is the submit attendance. So once you all are done, this session is over, then I will request all of you to kindly click here on the submit attendance, and then please fill up the details so as everybody will get a participation certificate from GEM on successfully attending this particular session. Besides, under the training, you can find the training module. So if you click over here, then you can find it out, this buyers, sellers, add-ons. Now, if you click on the buyers, you will find this introduction, registration, procurement of services, order processing. Now, everything is available over here. So procurement of products. If you go to the sellers, then here you will find the catalog management. How to upload whatever I have discussed with you. This is all available in this particular thing. The first icon is the video clip, the YouTube video, and this PDF file. This you can download it also. So even download it and save in your particular PC. Even if you are not having the internet access, then you can review. So each and every process has been defined very beautifully. Step by step have been covered. So these are some self-learning tutorial things which will help you to understand GEM well, and all the processes are explained beautifully. This is the terms and conditions. I will request all the participants to kindly read these terms and conditions as well. This is the very important thing, because all your terms and conditions are covered over here. So this is all I wanted to discuss with you all. Now we can have the whatever doubts, if you have, then we can clarify all the doubts one by one.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm not from West Bengal, not 24 Parganas district.
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday, we are trying to upload a product that is a folder on stationery goods category. So they were wanting for GST registration or BIS certificate. So both the thing our SHG member don't have. So in that case, what we will do?
So if you have gone through my presentation, I told you that this is the special privilege you have got it. So product packaging you can upload. Take a pic of your product packaging, upload it, and because the concerned team has been notified on this, and they will consider that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry. Anybody else? Any other questions further, please?
Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Sarah Rai from Sikkim. And my question is, sir, you told us that MOU of Sikkim has not been signed yet. So can we work on it, or we have to wait for the MOU sign, sir?
Don't worry, ma'am. If you remember, I told you that it is not like that. The MOU is not signed. The Sikkim is already working. Sikkim has already procured. The state government has already procured through them. That is just a formality. You have nothing to do about this MOU part. That is just for your reference and understanding I shared with you. Even all the departments, most of the departments are using GEM portal in Sikkim also. So please go ahead, make the products uploaded over there, published, so that you can get the orders from all. And why only Sikkim? Once, as I told you, that once you have uploaded your products, pan-Indian market is open for you. You can get orders from other states as well. From Delhi, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, any part of the country will be receiving the order. Right? So don't worry about that. You just do your work and you will be receiving the orders.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Ma'am.
Hello, sir. Sir, I'm from Kamrup district of Assam. We had a product of Areca nut seed plate. So I tried to upload the product 5 days ago, but I could not find a category. So I tried
Are
to
you
add the category.
are you a vendor direct or a block mission manager?
Yeah, I am from block. I am BPM, block mission
Okay.
management. Okay.
So for this particular, are you talking about the Saras collection or any other than particular thinking?
Yeah,
For
it's
Saras collection, so this 5 prime category I have already discussed with you. That these are the category available as on date. So you will have to, if your products are coming from these 5 categories, this is already available in the portal.
Okay.
If it is in any product which is out of these particular things, out of these which are not covered under these 5 categories, then obviously it will not be treated as an SAG as of now. You can raise a request through internally, and if some different products are there with the category is not created, then you can communicate internally, and definitely our concerned team will take care of it.
Yes, sir. I had sent a request for add new category.
Okay.
Okay, but actually I wanted to know how many days it will take to get the permission.
Just wait for some time. Once it is communicated, definitely concerned team will take care of it. Don't worry, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sorry.
Sir, one more question from West Bengal. Sir, in case we get any call from the buyer side, then every time we have to check the dashboard, or we will get a notification on mobile number which is attached with the ID.
Ma'am, one request to all, at least make it a habit practice to log into your portal once a day. It's not required that every time, but I will request, see, notification will be sent. But sometimes what happens because of some network connectivity issue or some other tech issue, it might be chances that you can skip that notification also, right? So it's always advisable that at least once a day, just log into the portal, have a glimpse of look on the portal and the dashboard, and just log it out. So, but make it a practice to at least log in as once a day.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Any other query from any of the state, North Indian state? So there are hardly any product from the northeastern states on the portal. So if you people are facing any kind of a problem, this is the platform now you can discuss. You can put your query and we are happy to respond to that. Please.
So Northeast is full of these kinds of products. I am just surprised why these products are not live, because like the handicraft item and these items which is very unique in nature. I can see these bamboo products and all the handicraft items, even the textile items also from the Assam view. It's a very huge demand. I don't see why the people are not publishing the products. It's a wonderful platform you all have received. Got it.
Please ask your queries if you have any. Because after these sessions, we would be following it up with you to put your products now. So I think we can consider that there are no doubts, is it?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
good
sir.
evening.
Hello, sir. I'm from Namsai, Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes.
So here in Namsai, we have many SSG products. So and sir, most of the products are marketed by there's FPC, Pharma Producer Company called NOCEP. They are marketing their products. So sir, can we add those products here in GEM portal?
See, as of now, the specific category for producer company is not there. If these products are coming from the SSG or SSG members, you can link them here, but not on the name of producer company as of now.
Okay.
I think there are no further queries from the states.
Yeah, that seems like that only.
Things are clear. Yeah, things are clear. That means to everyone.
Correct.
So let us conclude this training session. Thank you all the participants, all the states, and the GEM team. Thank you so much for having this session on and responding to queries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rajiv sir, and all the participants for joining the session. It was really wonderful to have all on this particular online platform. Hope that we try to resolve your queries. That's why queries are not coming up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And one more request to all the states: please arrange similar training sessions for your block team. Get in touch with the business facilitators of GEM of your particular state and schedule those trainings. Those are important. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.